I'm Jenn Kammerdiener, founder, CEO, and lead practitioner of ClearPath Learning Group. This is Paths to Performance, where we talk simply about learning and development, navigating change, and the nature of true performance. Walk with us. In this episode, I'll talk with Guy Wallace about his published methodology, Lean-ISD. He really did write the book. Guy Wallace, you are known as the founder of your own business, Epic, and a mentor of mine, and as a result, you're almost like a founder of ClearPath, because at ClearPath, the work that we do is very strongly based on the methodology that I learned when I first met you. At the time, I know that you remember I was doing something very similar. I had an approach. We won't call it a formal methodology, but I did have an approach. I had my color-coded spreadsheets, and I was all around this large financial services organization looking at the different job roles in job families and trying to architect the curriculum, for those organizations, trying to understand which pieces would be core for all audiences so we could make the best of the business's time and budget. And then also which of those pieces needed to be custom and specifically address the performance needs of a specific role. And so I was, busy breaking all of that down. And that was why when I first met you, I was so excited to learn more about you, because you had written the book and you had given this methodology a name and you had perfected it and you called it Lean-ISD. And we still use this method today. So I'm excited to have you talk about this, your own personal methodology that we've all learned so much from through the years.
Yes, I've always believed that instructional systems design or what's nowadays called learning experience design should be practiced in a lean manner. My first book that I authored as a solo author was in 1999, and I called it Lean-ISD. I had originally titled it The PACT Processes for Performance-Based Instruction or Training. And my mentor, the late Gary Rumler, reviewed the book because I attributed my approach to analysis back to him. And I said, if you don't like that, tell me and I'll take you out. And he convinced me to rename my book Lean-ISD because I referred to Lean-ISD. I'd been influenced by a book that came out in 1990, The Machine That Changed the World. And the three authors were from MIT, and they had done a global study of the automotive industry, trying to figure out, what was America's big three auto manufacturers, what was their problems compared to Japan, which was producing cars more effectively and efficiently of higher quality, which was very controversial. But they wanted to understand, why Japan was so successful with this. Well, Japan had adopted and adapted methods that they called lean. And what lean meant was a combination of both craft production work and mass production work. So you're taking the best of both craft production and mass production and combining them. And they also emphasize teamwork and communications, efficient use of resources, elimination of waste, and then continuous improvement. So that resonated with me because I'd started off as a consultant specializing in curriculum architecture design. Nowadays, I call it instructional architecture because curriculum has a strange connotation to a lot of people. But the goal was, what can I produce instructionally that can be used by everybody or large audiences? Where can I share and reuse content? And where do I need to modify content because people's application of a knowledge or a skill piece is different? So I might be able to give them and share knowledge and skill content, but the application of content would be different for different target audiences. So just like mass producing automobiles where, my client General Motors at one time had 147 different vehicles, but they did not have 147 different batteries or brake systems, etc. And they were sharing components across their product line. So if we approach instruction and learning as a product manager might, we will want to build instructional systems, learning systems that attend to people's need to learn how to perform And we can do that with shareable content and content that's unique. And in order to reduce the costs for first development and life cycle maintenance costs, the more we can share content appropriately without genericizing it, the better it is for our business. We will be more effective and efficient if we can use content in a shareable manner. And so that goes back to, well, how do you design for that? So there are tricks of how you do that, but it needs to be done in a lean manner because we've got to move quickly at the speed of business, but we also need to be effective and make sure that we are enabling people to learn how to perform.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Jenn Kammerdiener, and it's been a pleasure. You can visit us at clearpathlearninggroup.com. Stay tuned as Guy and I continue our conversation. Next up, plan your project.